Today's video was brought to you by AMD.com. AMD.com is a digital marketplace with over 20,000 digital products, and with an ever-expanding library, it's the go-to point for all your gaming needs. AMD will bring you the hottest deals on titles, new or old, and with an excellent Trustpilot score, you can buy with confidence. So whether you play on Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox or PC, there's sure to be something that suits your needs. Navigation on the website is easy. Search via operating system, game genre or region. You can even create your own wish list and grab those deals at a later time. AMD are here to help with activation issues, payment, product delivery and any other issues should the need arise with their 24/7 live support. So save some money and grab a great deal with AMD.com. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be playing some Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, when this game first came out, it was pretty demanding, so I'm hoping my RX 7600 can do a great job at maximum settings 1080p. In terms of graphics, everything is at ultimate quality preset, and there isn't really much more to say. As you can see, the game is pretty VRAM intensive, using 6.8 gigabytes there almost, so that 8 gigabyte frame buffer just about hanging on for dear life. Let's see if that increases as I play the game. But really enjoyed this game on my PlayStation 4 Pro. I think is the first time I ever played it. I was pretty blown away by just how good it looked, considering the PlayStation 4's hardware. And obviously I've played the newest one as well, Forbidden West, and that even looks even more amazing, of course, with the advancements of the PS5, so I can't wait for that to come to the PC. But anyway, I'm just seeing just how the RX 7600 performs at 1080p, because that's where I think this card is most comfortable. It can play at 1440p in a few games, but generally you'd want to play at 1080p with this card because it performs pretty well, and you usually get a good playable experience with really good high quality settings as well. And this is while recording, so I'm losing maybe 1 or 2 FPS here, but it's still pretty smooth. Okay. See if we can take this thing out. If I remember correctly, if you shoot the things on their backs, it's like a weak point. It's 1 down. 2 down. Oh, that one survived.
Get this over with.
Doesn't quite know where I am, but even so, maybe I didn't strike the critical point. It's one of those things. Really hate these things. I'm going to try and freeze it, then take it down. It's got a cloaking device, so it's very hard to keep track of. See, it's over here somewhere. Alright. Let's try slowing this down with some electric arrows. I think there's more than one actually. Yeah, that cloak is really effective. Got it though. There is more than one. I thought as much. These things are tough. Took one down. Got to find the other one now. There we go. I'm trying to beat this thing down, it's just too resilient. Okay, there's one more over here as well. Three on one. I was taking such a beating. one more hit should do it. Okay, I can breathe again. Quite the ambush. These are one of the more annoying enemies in the game. Anyway, I've beat this game obviously previously, but I'm kind of continuing with an old file, so there's still a few missions to do. So I'm just going to see where it takes me. I've got no idea what this mission's about, but I'll try and follow the waypoint. We'll probably restock on some arrows I used a lot there. Especially when it comes to the frost ones. For those wondering, yes, I am playing with my PS5 DualSense pad. I just find it comfortable with this game. Surely you can probably aim better with the mouse and keyboard, but general play, I just think this game works very, very well with a gamepad, and that's how it was intended. And for me, it's not really too much of a difference or too much of a sacrifice. I think the soundtrack is slightly underrated on this game as well. The ambient soundtrack anyway. $5800X really putting in the shift here. You can see it's using around 50% utilization, so all cores and threads are being used. And that's what I think the sweet spot is. 8 cores, 16 threads. And you should really be able to play every game comfortably. They don't really optimize for more than that. You do have a few outliners like Shadow of the Tomb Raider that uses every single core you have to throw at it.
And one of these.
And it does actually perform better with core scaling. But those games are far and few in between. I'm trying to stick to the waypoint here. I'm not too sure how far this is away. Couldn't be too far. Still using just about 6.8 gigabytes, so that 8 gigabyte frame buffer seems to be safe. See where the starting point is. Just here. Now. Wonder, can we go any higher than this? Maybe. I don't know, I'm not too sure. Okay, we made it to the top, and now I can get this little figurine.
The sculpture must be of Banuk make.
So those are like one of the collectibles in the game. You can, if you get the whole set, you can trade it in for special items, I think, if I remember correctly. But there's like loads of these types of challenges you have to go around searching for. It's a good way of exploring the whole map. Okay, so I'm almost at my destination now. Let's get back on track. And I have done an overclock of 3 gigahertz on the core and 2400 megahertz on the memory. I don't know why it shows up as 2388 in MSI Afterburner. It's almost like it's missing 12 megahertz, but I can assure you I did max out the slider. I remember the RX 480 had some issues with using excess power from the motherboard PCI Express slot, and I think AMD are trying to avoid that. I'm trying to get most of the power from the PCI Express power connector rather than the motherboard. Yeah, I've done some critical damage to that one. Let's freeze it over. Finish it off. Oh man. Almost died there. Finish this off. I think there's one more up here as well. We can get some critical damage on this thing. Nice. Where the hell did all of these machines just come out of the woodwork from? Incapacitate this and take it out. Alright, 2 down. One more to go. This is a fire one. Frost one, so fire is going to be its weakness. Finish it off. There's another one behind me. Let's take care of what's in front of me first. Oh, that was just his projectile attack. Okay, I think it's safe now. Wasn't expecting such stiff opposition up here. You see the game's got a night and day cycle, but dark very quickly. Doesn't seem to change the performance too much. I know I'm up into the mid 70s now, but that's generally because there's a lot less foliage and vegetation up here. I don't know what the side mission's even about. Nearly there now though. But after spending, I think I've had this card for about a month, I would recommend it. I know it's, I don't know what the perfect price would be for a GPU of this kind of level. Maybe $250 at a push. So if you can get it for this price, I think it is worth its weight in gold. It does perform well at 1080p. The only criticism I would say is now all of the last gen cards are dropping in price, and you can pretty much get a great deal on a 6700 XT 12GB, and depending on your region for a similar price. So if you had to choose between the two, I would say get the 6700 XT.
Probably needed the wash.
With 12GB of VRAM, so at least you'll have more VRAM to play with, and it is a faster GPU as well. It is lacking in some specific technology like AV1 decoding. Sorry, not decoding, encoding, so you can't like stream with it, but the last gen can at least watch AV1 content. So if AV1 isn't crucial, then yeah, I'll certainly recommend you try and get your hands on a 12GB 6700 XT. I think the Nvidia RTX 3060 Ti has dropped in price as well, so that's also an option.
Might need that.
And that performs better than this card. But in general, it's not a bad card, I have to say, and the power usage is under control. I'm using more than stock, obviously, because I'm doing a bit of overclocking, but under 200 watt, you can't really complain too much about that. Okay, here he is.
As the sun is my witness, never had a Nora in my house.
What about a man named Gavan?
No, can't say I've heard that name, but we're a trading town, get a lot of people through.
All kinds, I'm sure. Like ones who don't want to be followed.
I never heard of your Gavan. If he's trouble, well, can't say I'm sorry. Now, I've things to be doing, Nora girl, if you don't mind.
Well, he wasn't suspicious at all. Time to take a look around. Hello, Gavon. You wouldn't have gotten this off without help. But you didn't make for the harbor. And you didn't go alone.
Went this way. He had company. Highlights tracks. Follow him. This guy traveled pretty far.
So did Gavon find his friends or his enemies? Suppose they're all the same to me. Looks like they weren't happy to see him back.
Don't you pass out, Gavon. I'm not starting him. Hey! Friend of yours, Gavon? It's Kip.
Try and break some distance.
Sending you something.
I think that's it.
They sent you to take me back to Sunstone?
Not to take you back.
Huh. Well, has Sheeves done your job for you?
Geneva said you were a smuggler, only for the shards. Is that true?
I could tell you anything. A sick mother, or I did it for the poor children.
But you'd be lying.
In the year I spent in the cage, all I regretted was killing that guard. Because it got me caught. You can take that back to Sunstone Rock.
Job done pretty much. Obviously you can make the long journey back just to deliver the news, but I think I'll leave it there. Give you guys a good indication of what to expect if you're into Ryzen Zero Dawn with this type of GPU. Generally you'll get average over 60 FPS at ultimate quality. But if you want to play at 1440p, you definitely have to make some concessions, maybe drop the texture quality down a little bit because of the VRAM limitation. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for me. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.